Welcome to SQN International. For the first time, you join in the program of SQN International. Please subscribe the channel, like, share and comment your opinion about our program to everyone. Today, we will introduce to you about subject, Dead Country. Hopefully it will help you in your studies, work and life. Now, let's get started. Dead country refers to a country destroyed after a war or in a colonial country with temporary rule. This destruction can be temporary or long-term due to accidental or intentional destruction of the country. In the dead country, everything is almost completely destroyed, like the following problems. 1. Natural resources. Environmental resources, also known as natural resources, are an essential part of the environment, closely related to the environment. Natural resources are materials available in nature that humans can use, exploit, process, use and serve human life. Forests, rare animals and plants, minerals, water sources, oil and gas. Indiscriminate exploitation will deplete national resources and prevent the country from developing in the long term. In particular, deforestation will cause the environment to change, the air to be polluted, floods and droughts to occur everywhere and affect human life. For colonial countries, not managing or not wanting to manage causes the amount of waste such as industrial, medical, and domestic to increase and water pollution to increase. These things seriously affect the country and its people. 2. Religion is destroyed. The control of religion or the destruction of religion takes place in colonial countries and is ruled by violence. There, religions are completely destroyed and only serve the interests of the ruling party. The goal is to make people no longer believe in religion. When people lose faith, they lose will and direction. This is the best governance strategy for a dictatorial party. They are afraid of every religion standing up against their government. If people lose direction, that is when revolutionary violence will occur. 3. Destroy infrastructure. In colonial countries, the construction of infrastructure is not for the purpose of national development but to serve the interests of the party. They do not manage the construction as long as it brings benefits. Lack of management leads to the construction of an infrastructure with entangled power lines, flooding everywhere, and poor quality construction affecting traffic and people. In general, more destruction than construction. Or the government builds a country to serve the interests of the managing country, such as transferring money from one country to another or the purpose of implementing future war strategies, letting the colonial country become a dead country. 4. Economic destruction. When talking about a dead country, let's talk about a dead economy. There, export, tourism, industrial and agricultural activities are increasingly declining and the economy is stagnant, making people's lives increasingly difficult and hungry. The country's existence will be long or short. Does not depend on whether the national debt is large or not. Letting the economy die due to two objective reasons, weak management, and subjective, intentional. In countries with human rights regimes, the government does everything possible to develop the country, while in colonial countries with temporary rule regimes, they want people to become poorer and better. Because poor people are easier to rule than rich people. 5. Politics is dead. Political death is a way for the government to do everything to keep people from paying attention to politics, especially in dictatorial and colonial countries. They find every way to keep people from contacting or participating in an organization. They are afraid that people will become aware of their dictatorial rule. They are afraid of riots. So they raise many police and soldiers for the wrong purpose of suppressing riots and oppressing the people. People in this regime will not dare to stand up to protest the government, overthrow the government, and gradually become true slaves. They will use every means to cover up their actions in the past and the truth. Six. Education is dead. Everything about the dead country is the dead education system. Here the education system is taught in a feudal way, meaning reading and copying with traditional education. Education does not teach them thinking and creativity to develop their own abilities because the nature of the regime does not need those things. Dead education will teach robots to walk, obey and know, flattering and following the political lines of the ruling party. Dead education will make people's talents increasingly suppressed without progress, without science, technology, and without consciousness. 7. Faith be destroyed. If you lose a property, you lose a part. If you lose all your property, you lose half. And if you lose faith, you lose everything. Dead country will make people lose faith. They have no more heart for government, economy, religion. All religions destroyed, education, personal development, people, fake lifestyle. A dead country will destroy their will and faith, leading them to no longer believe in themselves and thus lose direction, no longer wanting to progress, no longer fighting, no longer wanting to share. This is the scary thing about a dead country. When this is completely destroyed, it is no longer possible to rebuild a good society. Is your country dead or developing?